So, you want to launch a subscription box and don't know where to start? Girl, you are in the right place. I'm Julie Ball, a subscription box coach, and your host here at Subscription Box Basics, a podcast for new and aspiring subscription box entrepreneurs that want to avoid overwhelm. So grab a coffee, some pen and paper, and let's have some fun. Hey everybody, welcome back to Subscription Box Basics. I'm so pumped because we are gearing up for my favorite event of the year. Today we're talking about SUBTA. So I brought on my friend Paul Chambers. He is the CEO and co-founder of the Subscription Trade Association. So please welcome Paul. How's it going, man?
Julie, thank you so much for having me on. I always love it. I always love our chats. And as we were emailing back and forth in the last couple of days here, made the note we could talk forever about anything subscription. And I always love talking to you about it.
I know we could talk shop for hours, but I promised you guys we'll keep this short and sweet. We're going to share all the information that you need to know about SUBTA coming up. So a lot of you are going to be hearing about SUBTA for the first time. If you're new here, a lot of you have heard me talk about this year after year after year. This is the one non-negotiable event of the year that my team and I go to. So let's start, Paul, by just telling people, especially those who are new here, what is SUBTA, the actual Subscription Trade Association, and then what is SUBTA?
Yeah, so it's funny because we brought the two so closely together over the years. So a lot of people start to call SUBTA, and we don't get mad about it. It's great that we're doing such great brand recognition both sides. But yep. SUBTA is the Subscription Trade Association, and SUBTA runs SUBTA. And what SUBTA has become is the largest direct-to-consumer subscription conference in the world. We are largely subscription box focused, and subscription box based because it's where our roots were. But we're so proud to bring so many different subscription models together too that really benefit the subscription boxes because there's so many things to learn from each other and learn and grow. Now, coming back to answer your question on the SUBTA side, we provide that community after the event. We provide peer groups, some great resource groups via our Slack channel, Facebook group that we have. We have access to a wealth of knowledge via previous conferences, our video library that we have. We do talks and events throughout the year. We have an awesome lecture series coming up. So I like to consider it a great extension of your community, Julie. We try and help come alongside and provide additional resources that they can help continue to learn and grow through the awesome things you're doing and we provide.
Yeah, I think SUBTA is it feels like a home base, that's where you can find other people in the industry. You can make connections. You can find vendors. You can find learning materials. And I love all of the events you host. And you guys do events throughout the year, not just SUBTA. So a lot of virtual events and maybe some other in-person ones in the future. Let's hope so. But let's dive deeper into SUBTA. So it's coming up in June in Orlando, Florida, which I'm so excited to get together with people again in a warm environment. I mean, Disney is going to be right next door. Let's talk about what it's going to be like at the event. Can we walk through just the entire the loose schedule of what to expect?
For sure. So the event kicks off midday on Wednesday.
June 1st, right?
Yep. On June 1st there at Wednesday, June 1st. And we start off with some amazing, track sessions to get people excited, get them going. We lead into a couple of keynote sessions. And then that end of that day, we've got our pitch competition. And the pitch competition is a lot of fun, really exciting. We've narrowed it down from 20, actually hundreds had applied, narrowed down to 20 in our final or our earlier rounds, pitched virtually. And then the final 4 will be pitching live on stage in front of a live panel of judges. So if you're ever thinking about doing or have ever done a pitch competition, it's really fun to go and watch that and learn about, how can I maybe be in a pitch competition someday and learn about their businesses too. Yeah. It's so fun to see. Right after that, we do a welcome reception for everybody, a great opportunity to get out there and network, meet people. And we do that throughout the day at the event as well. We break up times, really have some good networking times for everybody because there's so much value in that. And Julie, we've talked about this before and maybe some of your audience has heard it, but for the benefit of those that are new, we started SUBTA a little bit selfishly because we wanted to meet other subscription box owners. We were running a subscription box company ourselves at the time. So we understand the value in doing that. We've since sold our subscription box company so we can focus on building this community and giving everybody the most full attention we can on that. but we still go back to our roots always and forever of we want to bring people together, help them learn and grow together and build an amazing community around it. So we always make sure that we've got time for that. So
Love
that's
that. It's
Wednesday
one of my
alone.
favorite parts.
Yeah, and I know I love walking around and seeing you talking with so many people and a lot of your community and meeting new friends there.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough sometimes, admittedly. Like I, by nature, am a little introverted. You might not believe that.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Like I just doing work all day. I'm talking to people. I just kind of like when I get certain times, I want to pull in and I call it channeling my inner Chris Chambers. So if you've been to our event, my brother, he's very much an extrovert. He's our MC at the conference, and channel that energy for a few days and get out there and meet some people because the most amazing connections happen from that.
Yeah, he's so much fun to watch on stage. Like he is totally in his element and he keeps that event kind of moving along with fun and energy. But I can relate to you. So most people think I'm just completely extroverted. I'm a bit much for some people, but I like to call myself an ambivert because I'm right in the middle. So I'm super extroverted, like I'll people as a verb until I can't. And then when it hits me like a wall, and then I'm like, okay, guys, I have to go recharge. I'll see you in about 3-4 hours. Yeah. And honestly, I did that. I don't know if I told you this, but I did that at last year's Sub Summit. It was my first event back with lots of people, after the pandemic or during the pandemic. I felt safe there, but I had run out of my energy reserves. But the cool thing was that I went back to my room and kind of recharged for 3 or 4 hours, but I didn't miss a beat because I watched all the events on the app. You guys have this awesome app that was live streaming. Are you doing that again this year?
Yep, 100%. We are bringing that back again this year.
Yeah. So I was watching the events live downstairs while I was upstairs drinking a coffee, having a snack, recharging so that I could show back up that evening and do some networking and have some fun. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, this just sounds like a lot, just remember like the event, if you stay at the hotel, what is it called? The Disney.
It's the Swan and Dolphin Hotel there.
Okay. So Swan and Dolphin Hotel, you've got some deals for people who are going to the event.
We do. They can go right to the Sub Summit website, click on venue, and they can book right from there for an amazing room block.
Okay.
Rate.
So you should do that. If you're thinking about going, you should book there because that gives you that opportunity to go back up and recharge if you have to, if you're an ambivert like me. And you'll have the virtual option on the app.
Yeah. And the other thing we do too is if you miss a session, we have field notes we provide at the end of every event where we give the key takeaways from every session. Because that's the other challenge, right? There's so many great tracks and speakers and so much great content that you can't always make it to every single one. Mm-hmm. We encourage you, if you've got teammates you can bring out there, invite them to come along because it's great to send people in different directions. But if it's just you or you can't bring them along, then two things. We got a virtual option. So if the teammates need to stay home for any reason, can do that.
Nice.
Or the field notes you can get afterwards and get kind of the key points. And then you also have access to all those sessions. We record every single one. You can watch them all afterwards as well, which is super, super great way. But we're going to be doing that again this year. That was one of our COVID kind of precautions. Mm-hmm. We still are putting all those same COVID precautions into place because you never know what can happen. Mm-hmm. And everybody has different comfort levels.
That's fair.
And we've made this commitment going forward. We always were, and we always will be committed to the health and safety of our community. Awesome. And so we're going to be bringing back the social distancing lanyards where you can choose from green, yellow, or red. Mm-hmm. Green, hugs and high fives. Yellow, little elbow bumps, give me a little space. Red, I'm going to go hide in the corner, but it's okay. I'm here. I'm still cool.
Right. I love that.
Love to be present. And so we're going to be bringing that back. You can interchange throughout the event if your comfort level changes. If you want to wear a mask, whatever you're comfortable with. We're still going to be practicing health and safety no matter what going forward. And part of that is giving those streaming sessions via the app as well.
Awesome. Yeah. I spent so much time on that app. I just loved it. Yeah. Okay. So we got sidetracked. We were talking about the schedule. So we walked through day one. We're going to do the pitch competition, welcome reception. Okay. What else?
So day 2, June 2nd, again, great, more track content, more keynote sessions, a lot of fun. Truebill is going to be coming in and I've been chasing after Truebill for a number of years. And Truebill to me has been really important because they are out there advertising they are the service to help you cancel your subscriptions. And how dare I invite in the company that's telling people to cancel their subscriptions? But I think it's an extremely important conversation to have and to be part of.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they doing that? And how does a company like that see subscriptions being sort of this mainstream part of our lives? And it's not about encouraging people to cancel. It's about managing them and understanding, okay, if this company's out there saying this, how do we best work within this environment? How do we best work within this new norm where people have more and more subscriptions in their lives? And maybe we're coming in and out of it. It's, we know people get box burnout over time. We know people have, their churn and their LTV, but, the way we like to approach it is canceling isn't forever. Canceling might be for now. And we know they're coming back. So we're going to have that conversation. It's going to be, a lot of fun all around there. At lunchtime, we've got some amazing keynotes. So we provide lunch to everybody. And then the evening is the Cube Awards.
Yes.
Those are an absolute blast. I love, I was looking back at pictures of them, and my girls were there. My twin 11-year-old girls were there with me last year. And I have a picture of me walking down the red carpet with them. And it was such a special memory and so much fun. And so we literally roll out the red carpet, we've got paparazzi there taking pictures as you're going down, because
so fun.
This is your time to shine, right? We want the community to be proud of what they've built, proud of what they've done. And so if you haven't already, go to subsummit.com, special events and Cube Awards, and nominate your brand for a Cube Award. Nomination is free. If you're a winner, the trophy's free. This is not a pay to play. We want to invest in you and your business and help make sure this community gets the recognition it deserves.
That's awesome. I love it.
There's 13 different categories, from best health and wellness down to best kids subscription, best men's, women's, you name it. We are so excited about continuing to grow the Cube Awards. So after the Cube Awards, we've got the after party. So we serve you dinner at the Cube Awards. We've got a cocktail hour before it. We do dinner during it. And then we've got the after party afterwards. Bring your dancing shoes.
That's right.
Bring your dancing shoes. And we're really excited about that. We've got some fun themes planned for that. I can't talk about them because I don't want a certain company coming after me for legal reasons, but I can tell you it's going to be awesome. And it has to do with the area where, but it's a blast every year. And again, just lots of fun. We have games, we have an open bar, and we bring in more food. So we love to network and entertain. That's our jam.
It's so fun.
And that's all in day 2.
Yeah. Day 2, I feel like it's just so much fun. Not only do you have a full day of programming that you get to choose, what tracks you go to, keynotes and networking opportunities, but then you have an evening planned for you already for, entertainment, so to speak. So the awards show it feels like a true awards show. Like you walk in, are you guys doing the meal again, like usual?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So you get a fancy meal. This is the opportunity too, that my girlfriends and I, and my team and I, we dress up a little bit, make a night of it. Yeah. And the awards ceremony is so fun and exciting for everyone involved. You can just see and feel like the hype for all of these brands that are nominated. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, I want to be a part of that, Paul was just telling you the link. And if you go to subsummit.com and then drop down to the events and choose the Cube Awards, you can nominate yourself. Like you don't have to ask your community to, of course you can, but you can nominate yourself so that you are in the running as well. So thank you guys for putting that on. It's such a fun party. We dance our hearts out, and we wouldn't miss that party for anything.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's so much fun. And the members of your community, we're going to have a special table set aside for you guys there at the Cube Awards to bring you all, to continue to bring you all together. And if you're not already a member of Julie's community, join ahead of time, or make ssure you buddy up with her during the event and ask for a seat at the table.
Yes.
Or a couple tables set aside for you guys. And it's a great way, again, to just have some amazing conversations while you're there.
Right on. Okay. So that's day 2. Let's talk about day 3.
And so day 3, we rounded out with a great morning of additional content. We have some amazing speakers that are going to be coming in. And when we talk about the tracks and the content, it ranges from everywhere from how to get your first PR campaign started down to pay-per-click marketing, acquisition. And then we want to talk about a little sneak preview of the retention tactics here coming in.
Yes. Yes. So Renae and I from Subscription Box Bootcamp, we will be on stage. We are doing a presentation on our top 10 countdown of retention tactics, biggest hits. And of course, in our true fashion, we can't do anything normal or boring. So we are kind of tying it into music. So think about your top 10 countdown on TRL when you were growing up. That's kind of the vibe that we're going to be pulling for our presentation. So you guys don't want to miss it. It's going to be in the startup track, correct?
Yes, we're going to have it in that startup track room.
Okay.
And that's, so we've got 3 track rooms and they're kind of tiered based on, size of the brand. But, if you're in an early stage or startup, don't think that you need to just go into that track room, because there's some awesome content too in other areas that you can learn from. But we do have that one dedicated track room just for startup and early stage companies that are getting started out there. 2 big questions for you, Julie. 1, do we need to bring our dancing shoes to your session?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
and
you
2,
definitely do.
are you going to be wearing your 90s attire for the session?
We may or may not have been looking for MTV Spring Break t-shirts.
Yes, I'm excited.
And based off of the top 10 hits, we'll be making a playlist, which is in true Sparkle Hustle Grow fashion too. We're going to be sharing our playlist. So when you need to get in the zone, when you're working on your retention tactics, you can just pop on the playlist and remember all the tactics that we've been teaching.
Yep. And that's, what's fun is like, that's a great way to remember things via association, not just, seeing it and hearing about it like verbally, but also like you connect the music to it.
Yeah.
And it'll trigger those things sometimes, like, oh my gosh, this song reminds me I need to get better at this, or I need to go be doing this. So
yes,
that's a really fun way to do that.
Yeah, we're really excited. Thank you, as always, for having us on stage. It's such a highlight of the year. So if you guys are listening, you have to come to our presentation and introduce yourself to me and Renae. We would love to have you in the audience, dancing along and learning with us.
Yes. And, one of the other things, I think it's kind of talking about the introductions and meeting people. It was our second event that we held in Austin in 2017. I don't know if I've told you this story before, I might have, but we remember when our ticket registrations came through, we were still running Gentleman's Box at the time. And we saw Sprezza Box come on the registration. We're like, oh, Sprezza Box is coming. This is interesting. That's our biggest competitor at the time for Gentleman's Box. We're like, okay, all right, well, we'll get to meet them, but they're going to come and you're going to steal all these great ideas. But, we're like, but that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to encourage it. And we met them and we created such a great friendship with those guys at that event. So our biggest competitor, who we thought was like, the evil competitor of the world, we ended up loving Phil and his partners, and just, they're all great guys.
Love it.
And still continue to this day. So I share that with your audience, because even if you see somebody out there that you might think is your competitor in the business that you're running, or even if you look at somebody and think, wow, they're much bigger than I am. Think about Joseph from BoxyCharm. He was at our 2016 event, our very first Sub Summit, just getting started, just getting going, was acquired last year by Ipsy, and is now running with Ipsy, one of the largest subscriptions in the world. So anything's possible. And it's been so fun to see this world continue to evolve.
Yeah. And 100% collaboration over competition.
Yeah.
I actually am friends with so many other coaches in the industry and so many other boxes that might be in the same niche as Sparkle Hustle Grow, like business boxes. Yeah. And you know what? Not once have I felt that box was going to take something away because I was friends with their owner. Like we were able to share war stories, and we were able to, just chit chat and talk shop, which is sometimes what we need. And I think too, if we all realize how many consumers are out there, like there's enough for all of us. There's enough to go around. Yeah. So don't ever let that stop you. Another thing, I had a couple of people reach out to me this year and in the past saying, I'm thinking about going, but I don't know anybody, or I don't want to be there alone. You guys, you have me, you have Renae. Yes. We're going to be there. Like, you're listening to my voice. And so many people tell me after listening all the time, they're like, I feel like we're BFFs. Well, we are. So come meet with me at Sub Summit. Like, come hang out with me.
Absolutely. And here's the other thing too, I love our SUBTA team, not just because, I'm so proud of everybody on our team for so many different reasons and different ways. If you have those feelings like, I don't know anybody, come up to us as well. We're always happy to introduce you. Here's somebody I'd like to meet. Here's somebody I'd like to talk to. You have Shawnee, who's our new member relations specialist. You have Lauren, you have Liz, I mean, Bradley, the video guy, he'll even
So
get into
nice.
it
Everybody.
as well.
Yeah, I love them all.
Yeah. Or Chris Chambers. Chris Chambers will find you somebody in a heartbeat. Just talk to him. So,
Yes.
it's challenging. I get it. Sometimes put yourself out there if you're not that type of person, but take a deep breath and get into it and lean into it.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about the schedule, right? Did you have anything to add to the schedule?
No. So the other thing to note, we've a half day on Friday rounds it out. We finish by noon to give everybody time either to catch flights home, but keep in mind the Swan and Dolphin is on the property of Walt Disney World. And if you are looking for a little family getaway, or what we did a site tour and we took all of our team. So all 13 SUBTA team members, we did a team building day at the parks.
Cool.
We wore them down. They're all whining about their feet hurting at the end of the day. I don't get it because I powered them through the parks, but it was a great day for us to hang out, talk about the business a little bit, have some fun together. And so that's something else you can do. Stick around for the weekend and enjoy. You can walk to Hollywood Studios from there. You can walk to Epcot from there. And then you can take the gondolas to Ticket and Transportation Center and go to Magic Kingdom as well.
So there's a lot to look forward to, but let's look at ROI for a second, right? Because we're business owners, so we need to make sure this makes sense for us.
Yep.
Let's talk about how you can make the most of the event. So obviously, you want to look at the schedule. You want to earmark all of the events in advance, all of the sessions you want to go to. Like that's the way I look at an event, and I'll say, okay, these are my can't miss ones. Then I'll mark some that these are the ones I'm interested in. Maybe I'll catch them on the app, through the live streaming. Maybe I'll go to them. But there's another opportunity that you guys have that can have some serious ROI, and it's called the Hosted Buyer Program. Will you tell us about that?
Yeah. So you can jump on our website and take a look at the specifics around the program. But what it does is you apply to be part of the Hosted Buyer Program. We'll review your application and make sure they kind of fit within a little bit of the framework of what we're looking for as far as size of business. I think right now it says $1 million in revenue. If you're not quite there or approaching that, still apply. Yeah. Because what we do is we match up your business with selected partners that are part of this program. They pay to be part of this program and have conversations with you. But in turn, what we do is return reimbursement for travel to the event as well as hotel. And then you also get a free ticket to Sub Summit as part of that.
Amazing. Yeah.
So and the only obligation is for you to hold up to 8 meetings while you're there. We have specific time set aside for you to hold those meetings. And they're quick 10, 15-minute meetings where you'll sit down and just engage in a quick conversation. No pressure, no obligation. You're not obligated to buy anything from these partners, but it's a great way. We've had a number of businesses, as we started trialing this in recent years, say, we made some great relationships from the Hosted Buyer Program. Well worth it. So not only did they see the ROI from that, they either met a new box manufacturer or a new shipping company, able to save money. So they saw immediate ROI. They got there for free, basically.
Yeah.
So we provide that travel reimbursement, hotel reimbursement, and then the ticket to the event as part of that too.
So if you're listening and you're kind of in that scaling stage, you're probably on the hunt for new vendors as you have new challenges or new opportunities as you grow. And so think of this, you guys, as almost like speed dating with vendors. Like you're not obligated to give them a second date, but this gives you that like opportunity to sit with them for 15 minutes and say, okay, here's what I need in this area of my business. Tell me about how you solve that problem. Yep, and absolutely. I love that because there's so much decision fatigue when you just go to Google and you start searching for new box vendors, or you start searching for, agencies that can help you with marketing, things like that. And so you guys are bringing vetted vendors to the table for us as attendees to sit and chat with and learn about their business with no obligation. Yeah. And you get your travel reimbursed. So it's like massive opportunity here for ROI. If you have any questions, if you're listening and you're like, well, I'm not sure about that. Where would be the best place where they could ask questions? How do they reach you guys at SUBTA?
Yeah, they can find us anytime at letstalk@subta.com or info@subta.com if that's easier for you. But letstalk@subta.com. You can ask us questions anytime. We've got an amazing team that's constantly monitoring email and getting back to you as quickly as possible. Or you can call 833-63-SUBTA and talk to a real live person. Whoa. And we're always there to at least between 9 and 5. Sure. And just be careful when you get into the voicemail system and you're listening to your options. Just don't go too far. That's all I'll warn people.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it
You would
gets
know what to say.
it's a little crazy around here.
Ooh,
But one thing to also note is the expo hall that we have. And we didn't really talk about that, but it is
yeah.
the largest expo hall in D2C subscription. And you get to meet, with companies like FedEx. You can meet some of the other brands that are there, whether it be doing that focus on email marketing, all the way down to like Bold and Recharge. Those guys are there. So if you want to, talk more about, hey, I'm having these troubles, they're there for tech support. They're there to talk to you and help you. Box manufacturers, just anybody and everybody, suppliers you need in the space are there as well.
Nice. Yeah, I love walking through the expo hall. The vendors are very excited to have a chance to like learn about your boxes. And
Yeah.
at the very least, guys, if you're not looking for a new vendor for anything, you still should look at these, because what are you going to need in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months from now? Plus, it's an opportunity for you to practice your elevator pitch. They're going to say, tell me about your box. And it's a like live opportunity for you to tell somebody else about your subscription box. So use it as a great like practice and learning opportunity.
Yeah.
So we've talked about so much. We've got, all these great panels and tracks and presentations. We've got keynotes, we've got Cube Awards and a party and the expo hall. So one thing we need to cover is where to get these tickets so that all of our listeners can join us.
Yeah. So they can go on to subsummit.com
Mm-hmm.
and get tickets right on the website. We just passed the early bird ticket deadline. However, we've extended that now
Nice.
to April 10th.
Thank you.
Yep. So you have until April 10th to get on the early bird tickets still, or you can apply for the hosted buyer program. If you're worried about like, hey, I'm on the fence about hosted buyer, I don't know if I'm gonna get accepted or not, and you're worried about passing that deadline, don't worry, still apply for hosted buyer. You don't need to rush out and get the ticket then. We'll still honor that pricing for you. Just let us know, hey, I held off. Can you extend that? Team will take care of it for you. We're good people. We want to just, we want to make it work for everybody. And we're excited to get anybody there and have you guys there. The other thing I want to remind people of too, where goes the front porch, is we're bringing it back as well as life as a subscriber. So there's going to be a call out for sending boxes to the front porch. It's a massive display we put in the middle of the expo hall where you can contribute your subscription box. You got to either bring it with you and throw it on the front porch or ship it to us. And we put it out there too. And it's a really fun photo opportunity.
Yeah. So to kind of paint the picture, guys, think about an actual front porch like setup in the middle of the expo hall or wherever you put it this year.
Yep, it is.
All these boxes of people who are either there or participating or SUBTA members get to put their box there. And you know what I found last year is that's where anyone that was like live broadcasting or doing like a Facebook Live or whatever, influencers I saw standing in front of the front porch, sharing imagery, pictures, and video of all the people and of their boxes.
Yeah.
And so it's really fun. It's an opportunity to get in those pictures, in that video, and just to contribute as a part of something bigger.
Yeah. I mean, Samantha from Pink Envelope's going to be there. Mm-hmm. BuzzFeed is going to be there. So they're going to a great opportunity for them to see what's happening. We have a number of other media that are going to be at the event as well. And of course, my subscription addictions are every year. So great opportunity to meet with Simran or Nick or anybody from the team there. So great opportunities for exposure as part of it too.
Awesome. And, in just a couple episodes, Sam from the Pink Envelope is going to be on the podcast because we keep hearing about how people are spending all this money on Facebook ads and it's not converting for them. And they could be spending that same kind of money on things that do convert. And, for a lot of a lot of niches, Sam from the Pink Envelope is an awesome marketing channel. So
she's got great ROI. And I've been talking with her about it a lot lately too. We want to spread the word as much as we can to help benefit the community. So that's awesome. I think it's going to be a great conversation.
Yeah. Stay tuned, everybody, for that one.
Yeah.
Okay, Paul, what else do we need? Did we cover everything about Sub Summit? I know I'm super pumped. I've got my flight booked, my hotel booked.
Yeah.
So
I think we got through it all. The only other reminder, if you are interested in doing Disney, on the venue page, you can get discounted tickets to the Disney parks, significantly lower than if you were to buy them retail. You can also get partial day tickets. So if you wanted to go half day on Friday into that evening into the parks, you can do that exclusively through our offering as part of that too.
Nice. Game on. I should have wore my Mickey Mouse ears for this interview, right?
I know. No, I'm looking at our list here of things we were talking about. We got through it all. So it's exciting. Awesome. I'm excited to see your community there. I'm excited to see you again, Julie, and hang out and have some fun. And, thanks so much for allowing me to come on and share this with everyone out there.
Always. This is like I said, the event that we look forward to the most every single year. You guys, if you have any questions about the event, I've been there multiple times, so I'm happy to answer any questions. You can always reach me on Instagram in the DMs at Subscription Box Bootcamp. Let me know what questions you have. Otherwise, head to subsummit.com, get your ticket, and meet us there. Paul, thanks again for sharing all this information, for you and your entire team for putting on this amazing event for our industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you in Orlando in June, and I'll see you also in the next episode. Bye, guys.